Good evening, everyone. How are you? Welcome to my Clever Creations Live. I'm going to give this just a minute, see who can pop on. Grabbing a couple last minute things. Taking a little peek here at the holiday mini catalog. This catalog runs through December 2025. Got all kinds of awesome holiday stamps, papers, embossing folders, all kinds of good stuff. I might be bringing out these tag dies. I've purchased them and I have not used them yet, so it probably would be a good idea to use them. They're something that I would keep though, because tags, you can always use some tags, even though two of them are kind of a snowflakey poinsettia looking and the pine, but we could keep these. So anyway, I'm going to probably be bringing these out. Hi, Julie. Hi, Serena. Hi, Lori. And I'm also going to be using a paper pack, which is an online exclusive item. It's called Christmas Tags and More 6x6 Designer Series Pack. It's item 165907. When I looked this up to get you the item number, I did see it's on low inventory right now. So if you like this paper, once you see it, maybe you already have it. But if it's something that you're interested in, you might want to think about it soon, because it is on low inventory. So I'm not sure how much there is. And then I'm just going to pop this in front of you. This is the new mini catalog for January. I know, we're not even through Christmas yet. And we've got this new January catalog. But it's beautiful. Lots of great stuff inside there. And I am going to be getting some catalogs, and we'll have those available for people that would like a catalog. If you have ordered from me in the last, even in the last year, since the beginning of the year, if you've ordered from me, a catalog will be free. If you have not placed an order with me, there will be a $5 charge for the catalog to mail it to you. So if you're close by and I can hand deliver it, we'll work that out. But if I have to mail this to anybody who has not placed an order with me, there will be a $5 charge. So just reach out to me and we'll arrange for the catalog. So that's that. And anyway, let's talk about what we're going to make tonight. So this is a really cool fun fold card that I've seen a couple people make. I most recently sat and watched, I think it was last night or the night before, I watched Cindy Fodor. Cindy is a demonstrator in Pennsylvania. I've met Cindy a few different times at some events. And so anyway, I follow her, and I saw her making this card, and I thought, oh my gosh, saw somebody else make it, cannot remember who it was. So I made a note to myself, I want to make this card. And then I thought, oh, this would be perfect for my Facebook Live. So that's what we're going to do. I have no idea the name of it. It's a gift card holder. But I don't know the name of it. I don't know if Cindy said there was a name for it. But irregardless, we're going to have fun with that card. We're going to feature the 6x6 Christmas Tags and More Designer Series paper. I'm also going to bring in the Wrapped in Cheer little stamp set that was in my paper pumpkin that I just got. And I did my entire paper pumpkin because it was cute little boxes with tags, with tags on them. And so I'm putting those in the little craft event that I'm doing this Saturday at the Glenn Curtis Museum in Hammondsport. So if you're out and about on Saturday, if you're looking for some handcrafted items to gift, please stop in. This is my first time doing that vendor event. I'm really excited. And I can't remember how many there are, but I did share the post from the museum of the different vendors that are going to be there. So stop in on Saturday between 10 and 3 at the Hammondsport Glenn Curtis Museum. I think it's going to be a good show. All right. So with this paper, let's take a little peek at it. It's double-sided. As I mentioned, it's 6x6 paper. Love it. I just love the texture of it even. It just seems a little thicker or something. I like this paper. Always love a good plaid. And on the back side of that plaid, we have a nice softer of the garden green with little snowflake shapes and dots. Then this cute little piece with the bayberry or whatever this might be. Very pretty little festive print there. And then a crumb cake little argyle sort of pattern down here. This is just a fun pack of paper that you could do all kinds of things with. And then the back side of that, more of the greens with the little white berries. And you get, oh my gosh, you get like 6, I think it's 6 sheets of each design of paper. I've kind of been playing in this pack, so I'm not sure. Let me see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I know I cut one of these, so maybe 7. I threw away, I don't know why, I accidentally threw away the description of this, and then I didn't really look. So this is a fun piece when it's talking about tags and more. You can cut out these little panels all ready to make little tags or just decorate the front of your cards or packages. And of course, more gingham. Love me some gingham. And there's that one. And then this is another fun one with the Christmas ornaments hanging. Now, if you really wanted to, you can cut this down. You could cut out the ornaments if you want to. On this side, we've got a little dotted Swiss pattern going on over here. And I don't know how well you can see this in the camera, but on this piece of paper, there is a little shading. It almost looks like soft sea foam around the edge. Very pretty. And then the back side of that is just a very light little diamond pattern, like soft sea foam, I think. And I think that's the last one. So there's that for the paper. And then there are some sheets of little die cut pieces. Now I've really gotten into these as well because I made up some little treat boxes and things today I was working on. So there's all kinds of shapes, a wreath and a tree, little bows. There's that ornament. Here's a little panel of that paper I was cutting up. I almost think these little tags might have actually been in the paper pumpkin. I'm not sure. But anyway, I got these little tags. I think they came from the paper pumpkin. There's a little present, but you get the idea. I mean, you can see I've punched out a whole bunch of them. There's Christmas stockings and candy canes and holly and more pretty little greenery. All these ornament, different shapes, bows and gifts, little sentiment, little tag pieces. Oh my gosh, there's just so much. So there's a lot you can do with this set of paper. So again, hey Pat. So again, if this is something you're interested in, especially after you see me doing a little cutting and pasting with all this kind of stuff, this pack is on low inventory. So if it's something you're interested in, it is item 165907. Okay. All right, so let's take a peek at the card we're going to make. Now, I have not actually assembled the card. I did a little pre-cutting and scoring, watching Cindy, and I just wanted a little feel for what I was doing. I think it's pretty simple, and I'm going to be able to do it without having already fully assembled the card. All right, got my little instructions here, and I'll write these out nicer for you. This is kind of my scratching, and I did try to write on the cardstock itself to also help me. All right, so I'm going to cut using this paper down here because it'll coordinate with that pack of paper, but this is just to show you. So we will have just one piece. If anybody wants to cut along with me, grab some cardstock or make some notes, and you could craft along if you want to. So this is going to be the actual card base. So just one single sheet of cardstock at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, your standard card size. So this is going to be the base of your card project. Then you're going to have a piece of cardstock, which is going to be 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. And then we're going to score that. But for right now, that's your piece of cardstock. That's going to be the card. You're going to need another piece of cardstock, which is going to be 3 1/2 inches wide by 4 1/4 inches long. And we're also going to make a score on that. So 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. Then you will need a few pieces of designer series paper. And this was just some couple scrap pieces I had left over from another 6x6 pack. So you need one piece at 2 1/2 by 5 inches. That's going to end up going right there after we do our scoring. You need a piece at 1 1/2 by 5. Oh, that's this one. Okay, so 1 1/2 by 5. That's the panel that's going to go right here. Sorry, misspoke. This one is 2 1/2 by 5, and that's going to go over here. This one is going to go right here, but that'll make more sense when we get doing it. And then you need a piece of coordinating cardstock, or you could just use white. So depending on what you want to do, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So on this little panel that you have here, you're either going to put a piece of cardstock or a piece of white, or you could do cardstock and then a piece of white. So that's going to vary, but whatever your piece is, it's going to be 4 inches long by 2 3/4 inches wide for that little panel. And then this I saved because I want to do something on the, I'm going to be doing something on the front. So we'll want another little piece of cardstock or something that's going to go on the front of our card. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my card base, my card and the base piece, and then show you the scoring. I'm going to use my paper trimmer because that is my tool of choice, and especially when we have to do some cutting first. So my card base itself, I think I'm going to do, I think I'll do red. So that I need at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's do 5 1/2. So we get that half sheet of paper by 4 1/4. And this is going to be, like I said, the base. So this is just a flat piece that's going to be what your card is going to lay on. And then I'm going to set this over to the side. Now I'm going to make my card, which is the one that I'm going to fold and make the actual card. So this is going to be 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. What? 5 1/4. So normally a half sheet of cardstock makes your card, but because we're doing this a little different and layering the card on top of this base, this is only going to be 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. So there's that. Let's set that off to the side. Now I need to score this white piece. So the first score line I'm going to do, putting the 8 1/2 inch side up to the top of my paper trimmer, I'm going to score this at 2 3/4. Now, Cindy said, when I watched her video, I watched it twice, that these measurements don't have to be really precise, because, and that might make a little more sense in a minute. Hi, Lisa. Staying in Rochester, cataract surgery. Oh, cataract surgery, yes. Frank's had that, and I'm thinking I'm going to need that soon, these old eyes of mine. So our first score line was 2 3/4. Second score line is 6 3/4. Now, I was saying, she said this didn't have to be precise, and here's why. Because when you fold this in, so this left side is going to be the wider section, with that 2 3/4 section. And then this side is going to be the smaller section. This is like 1 3/4, I believe. So what's going to happen is this left side is going to fold over a little bit onto this right-hand side, but that's all going to make sense when we create that little pocket for your gift card holder or your lottery ticket or some cash. Now, we wanted it to come out to 4 1/4 by, or excuse me, 4 by 5 1/4, so that it fits on here, your standard card. Because this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then your white one is 4 by 5 1/4 when we have it folded. Okay, is that making any sense? I hope so. All right, so then with that piece of white paper that I had left, I need to make a piece for that little action piece that's going to go on the inside. And that white piece of cardstock is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. So I'm going to cut this at 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then I'm going to turn it so the 3 1/2 inch side is up here at the top, and I am going to score that at 1/2 inch. Now, it won't matter what side I score on because I can flip this over. I like to score to my right when it's like a 1/2 inch or cutting to that 1/2 inch. I like to put my paper on this little bit side of the trimmer, just a little easier to hold it. So that's a 1/2 inch, and then that will just fold over. We'll get that paper trimmer back out here in a second because I got to cut my designer series paper, but I just want to show you that. So now you're going to have this little panel, and here's your little flap. So that's going to go with your card over here. Let's cut our designer series paper, and then we will start a little assembly. See how that goes. Like I said, this is it's really not hard at all. It's just a matter of getting everything cut. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and use, I had a little idea in my mind, and then I got my paper mixed up here. I had a partial sheet of this somewhere. There it is, hiding down there. And no, I think for this, I'll do that on the other one because I wanted the crumb cake. I'm going to save that for the other card. We'll make 2. Let's see here. What do we want to use on this one? So it's got red. Let's do... Nope. Let's do this. I love that. And then we'll bring out some of the... Just looking at my paper here, trying to decide what I want to do. Let's do that. Yeah, so that I bring out the red, and then we'll figure out the second card using the crumb cake. All right. Whoops. There's that. All right, so I needed that piece. I think I'm going to do that with the red plaid, the red and green plaid. And that strip needs to be 1 1/2 by 5 inches. I want a little bit more of the red. I guess that'll be okay. 1 1/2. by 5. That's going to go right here. Then I need a piece that is 2.5 by 5, and it just happens that this panel that's left over is 2.5, so I'm just going to cut that down to 5. That's going to go on the inside over here, and I'll show you all that once I do it. And then I think on the front I'm going to cut this piece with the bayberry, because I just think that's so pretty. So that's going to be another piece of 2.5 by 5. So then we're going to go through all those pieces so that it makes more sense for you. So the biggest thing here is just getting everything cut and scored, getting all your pieces of paper. We've got our card base, 5.25 by, or 5.5 by 4.25. We have our card fold, which is 5.25 by 8.5 with the 2 score lines at 2 3/4 and 6 3/4. We have 2 pieces of designer series paper cut at 2.5 by 5, and 1 piece of designer series paper cut at 1.5 by 5. And then we have our little panel here, which is 4.25 by 3.5, scored with a 1/2 inch over here. And I think what I will do on this, I'm probably going to put a piece of designer series paper. I'm not sure yet, but I will decide. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet, because it's going to probably do a little stamping and a little message on that. All right, so first things first, let's attach our designer series paper. I know I want this one there. Just going to use my multi-purpose glue. I love this card. It's got a little action to it. Maybe you've seen somebody make it. Like I said, I don't know the name. Hi, Jane. How are you? I do not know the name. And then this piece is going to go over here. So when I open it up, I've got my coordinating paper here. I wish I could think of who the first person I saw that made this. I want to say it was Connie Stewart, but I'm not sure if that's right or not. Okay, then this piece is going to go on the front here so that we've got something that coordinates, but it's not the exact. I just think that's really pretty together. And I love this piece of paper. I don't know why, but that is really just jumping out at me. Oh, I want to show you my bone folder. So I've got my name on here with Stampin' Up! Backstage Vegas, November 2025. So these are the official Stampin' Up! Bone folders. And there's a girl on Etsy. Her name is Tamra Davis. And her business name on Etsy is Tada, T-A-D-A, Moments. And Tamra is also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And she has an Etsy shop and makes all these really awesome gifts for a lot of our Stampin' Up! Events. So you can order through Tamra, and she will engrave on your bone folders. She also does, and I did not get myself one. I probably should do that. Probably going to have to order from her. But she also does our blocks, acrylic block. So this one, Lisa gifted, I can't remember if Lisa gifted this to me or if I bought it for myself last year. Has my name on it, On Stage Raleigh, March 2025. I know we each got one, but I can't remember. So anyway, I just love this. I love little things like that. Okay. Whoops. Oh, I got sidetracked and I didn't glue this down and I had myself all confused there for a minute. And believe me, it does not take much to confuse me. Not much at all. Okay, we're going to put that on there. Now, this will get adhered right onto that red piece. So how simple is that? My goodness. Hey, Dawn Towner. But before I do that, I'm just going to do a quick little, make our little gift card pocket. I'm going to use tear and tape. And I'm going to just put that right along the side of this 1 3/4 inch little panel here. I know it's hard to see the white and the score lines. We're going to do that. And while I have this piece out along this little score area, this 1/2 inch score, I'm also going to put a piece of tear and tape there. Now I need my take your pick. Oh, I wanted to show you my take your pick tool. So as I've mentioned this so many bazillions of times, the take your pick tool is like the Swiss Army knife of Stampin' Up! Tools. It is an essential tool. It is item 144107, so I hope you'll add a take your pick tool if you don't already have one. But what I wanted to show you was my putty end. My putty was all gone. So I mean, I had screwed this down as tight as I could, and my putty was all gone. So I put a new tip on. You can buy replacement tips for your putty. And I put a new one on today, so I was just going to show you. So once you put that on, you can see there's quite a bit of space here. Now, when you want to advance your putty, see how it's just barely peeking out there? You want to go slowly, because sometimes, especially when they're brand new, and that putty starts to come out, it's hard to stop it. So I just want to, I'm going to go a little bit slow to get it going. All right, come on now. There we go. So it's starting to come out of there. You can see that. Kind of getting that putty out. And it is kind of hard to turn, so just don't try to ream on it and go too fast, because you might get a big glob of putty. And if you do, if yours comes out a little too fast, just back it off. Just twist it back a little bit to loosen it. And don't get too much. And then I just press it down. Get that little ball of putty at the end. Sometimes you might get one that's a little too big, especially as you go along. But it might keep oozing for a second here because I started it up. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. If you get one and all of a sudden your putty's all gone and you think, well, that's great. Now what do? You buy replacements of the putty end. Okay? All right. So now I need to do this. Let's go back to this. I want to take off that tear and tape over here. We're going to create that little pocket simply by folding that over. And now we have this little pocket. Now your gift card can go in here, some money or something, but we've got a fun little feature, a fun little moving mechanism that's going to go in this card. So this little panel right here, probably ought to decorate that up before I go much further. So I think I am going to put a little present. We're going to keep this kind of simple. I'm not going to go too crazy here. Maybe we'll put this little piece in a little present. Nope. We're going to use this. And there's some smaller little gifts in here. Let me find them. I used up a couple of them today. Let's see if I can find a couple more. Oh, did I use them all? Except for, oh, there we go. So I've got this little one. So let's put these two little presents there. And then I think I'll just stamp a little sentiment, but I feel like I want something underneath there. So I'm going to cut off, what do I have on the front? We've got that. All right. I'm just going to cut a little strip of this to go along the bottom here. So I'm going to cut about half an inch by 4, I believe. We'll find out. That's right. Oh, no, this is only 3. That's right. That's all right. We're just going to cut that right down. Take our little snips. There we go. We're going to do that. And then I'll put my tree here. Kind of put that down underneath. Get my little present out of there. Okay, let me lay this down. And my tree. I love having all these little die cuts. They're so fun. Now, like I had said earlier, you could layer up some designer paper, you could do some cardstock and designer paper, you could do all kinds of things, but I've got these little die cuts, so I think, whoop, well, that slid right out of there like nothing. Now put our little packages down. How's everybody doing? It's a pretty nice day today. Frank and I went down and did a little yard work for my mom. Got some ton of leaves cleaned up. Okay, let's stamp on this before we get too far. How about, let's do Merry Christmas. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that'll work. And I'm going to use Garden Green. I just thought of something that might tuck in, and we might not see that real well, but we'll see it when it pops back out. All right, so I slid that in there because this is what it's going to do. This is what this mechanism is going to do. It's going to slide. So what I want is, I've got this extended, my little 1/2 inch. I've got my tape right here facing the top. I've centered this in my card. I've got the edge of this little panel right up to the score line of this first score line, right along here. White on white, it's hard to see, and I want to get it exactly right. Got it right there, so I'm going to peel up my Terran tape. Hold that down, fold that over, give it a nice press, and then, yay! It slides open. Isn't that so cool? Now, they can slide it all the way open. This can pop out, but I don't think you really want it to pop out necessarily. So it's just kind of a fun little action card. I love things like this. I don't often do these, but this is so simple. Like I said, I had seen some people do this and I thought, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. But after watching and saw how quick and easy this really is, I thought, yeah, I have to make this. Now, I did say it's a gift card holder, so if you wanted to, and I used to keep a couple gift cards laying around here and I don't see them, but one idea I have is you could just adhere, maybe with a couple little glue dots, adhere your gift card right on this little panel that's going to slide in and out of there. You could just put your gift card right here and your little card, your little message piece is going to slide underneath it. So different ways you could do it. You could also, if you wanted to hide it, I guess you could tuck it back behind in there. But isn't that just the coolest card? Absolutely love it. Love, love, love. All right. Now I'm going to adhere this to the card base. Do a little something on the front, and then we'll make another one. Just because I think it's so fun. What do you guys think? You like it? I think it's cool. All right. So now let's decorate this. Maybe we'll do this little. I know what I want to use. So I think I'm going to use this. This is left over from another little project I did. And the gift for you is from that paper pumpkin. The paper pumpkin set that just came out, and it's a gift for you. So I've already got one made and already die cut. So I'm just going to use that. And I think I will, let's see, what do I want to do here? Add a little something on there. Oh, how about the red bow? Oh, it already has a little red bow. Oh my goodness. Trying to decide. How about, maybe let's try this. A little candy cane. You know what? We might just do that with a piece of red underneath it. And I have this red, so it's not the paper pack we were using. It's the paper pack, the Traditions of Christmas with the poinsettias. I have a piece of that sitting here from something else I'm working on. So I'm going to cut that 2 inches wide by 3 inches long. Love this. We'll have to case it for my Christmas gift, as we only give out gift cards and money. Yes, I really like this as well, Lisa, and I think it's great for holiday gift giving. And also, I mean, you could definitely do this, obviously, for birthdays or for any time that you just want to give somebody a little something. So I like the red, but let's pick up some of that green. I think what I will do is, oh, how about that bayberry piece? I just have to find it. Here it is. So how about a little something under there? Let's see. So that was 2 inches wide. So let's do 1 3/4. I did it 3 inches long, so 2 3/4. 1/4 inch increments are just so much easier to work with, aren't they? Let's do that and throw that on there. There we go. That's going to work for this one. Ooh, that's really pretty too. Whew, I turned my little heater on back here because I'd been gone all afternoon. My room was kind of cool. And with my door shut, I am warm. Warmish. Let's put this on the front. So if you guys want to try making the next one with me, grab some cardstock, grab some designer series paper, even if it's just, you know, to kind of play along, just to get an idea of what you're doing. Now let's add some embellishments. Oh, where's my little, there they are. This one with all these little holiday embellishments in here. Oh, let's use this one. I haven't used very much of this. Delightful dots. They are so cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right. See, that putty thing did advance even just a little bit more after I stopped it. So you just kind of press it down and get your little putty head up there. So let's put one there, put a green right there, and how about another bigger red one down there. There. That was easy enough, wasn't it? So again, on that inside, if you didn't want to put something here, you wanted to be able to write a message or whatever, you can change it up. And you could also put a white piece on the back if you had something else you wanted, if you wanted to add even more than that. So let's try making another one. I think this one I'm going to make my, I gotta find my paper. Let's do the green in the crumb cake, and maybe if we want a little accent of red. How's that sound? So we'll make my card base is going to be the green. So that I know needs to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. Standard card base, just one piece. So you could get 4 cards out of one piece for your base. You could get 4 cards out of that. And my blade keeps, this is not very old of a blade, so I think I probably need to clean my track because I'm getting little fuzzies and I can't stand the fuzzies. So I've shown you that before. Use your little sanding block. All right, this is going to be my card itself. So this needs to be 4. Whoops, let's make sure. Nope, I know that's not right. Let me find my... My card is 5 1/4. Jeez, by 8.5. I knew that did not sound right. All right. And then we are going to score this at 2 3/4 and 6 3/4. Then I need a panel for the inside. So this time I think I will use the green. And this needs to be, actually I've got the smaller piece. This needs to be 4 1/4 by 3.5. So 4 1/4. I have a big bulky sweatshirt on and it keeps getting caught in my trimmer. It's driving me nuts. And then I need to score that at 1/2 inch. And then we need our cardstock. So this one, I wanted this to be that outside panel. So that needs to be 1.5 by 5. That's going to go on there. I love this piece. So I think I want this to be on the outside, and that's going to go like that. And I need this for the outside to be 2.5 by 5. So I'm going to do a little playing with this to get it how I want it. 2.5. How's that going to look? Might need to go 3. Let's get it down to the 5. I'm trying to just get this where I want it. 1/2 by 5. Now I need to make it 2.5. So I've got it at 3. So let's cut down 1/4 from that side. I know, this is a lot of fussing, but I'm just trying to get it where I kind of wanted it so it's still arched, but it's good. It'll be fine. That's going to go on the front. Then I want a piece for the inside. Let's do the plaid. We got all kinds of paper going on this one. 2.5 by 5. I might not like that white one on the front. We'll see. Thank you, Linda. I'm going to get these edges again. I think your project looks very unfinished if it's got all that rough stuff on it. So I try to not leave that. It just doesn't look really real nice. Okay. Let's fold this up. There's that. This is going to go on the inside. This is going to go over here. And then I'm not sure about this. I think I will. What the heck? You know what I should do is add a little piece of red underneath there. I think that will help bring out those berries. So this was 2.5. So I'm going to do 2 5/8 by 5 1/8, just to have a tiny little bit of red peeking out. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for popping in. We're making a really cute gift card fun fold tonight. Yes, I like that with the pop of red. Doesn't that just help so much? Hey, Dawn. Got lots of people jumping in here tonight. So I probably will do a prize patrol tonight. So if you are watching live or watching the replay, be sure you say hi or leave a little emoji or something so I know you were here. I am not going to be live next week. It's Thanksgiving. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. Our plan is to go to North Carolina with my youngest son and his wife. They're expecting their first little baby, and we're very excited. So we're going to go spend Thanksgiving with them. This will be their first time hosting Thanksgiving, and they're very excited as well. So I'm going to put this in here. I love this pack of paper because you can mix every single piece of this paper with each other, and it just is really so pretty. Now, because I did that red on there, I'm feeling like I need to throw the red underneath here as well. And looky, looky, I have this panel left over. Oh my gosh, I think I need to trim it just a touch. So that is 1.5. So I need 1 3/8, right? No, 1 5/8. I think that's what it's at. Let me see. What is this? 1.5. Maybe it's okay. And 5 1/8. All right, let's put that on here. Are you going to be at Dave's Produce? No, Dawn, I'm not. I don't know when that is, but no. I am doing this weekend on Saturday. I'm doing Hammondsport, the Glenn Curtis Museum. And then on December 5th, whatever that Friday is, I think it's the 5th, I will be, for the Bath Spirit of Christmas, I will be at Hilarious Yoga Studio on Buell Street in Bath. Yeah, I like that with the red. It just really pops it up. I'm only doing 2 vendor events this year. I had intended to do many more, but a couple things came up. Some family events and some different things, and I just wasn't able to do the fall vendor shows. I was kind of hoping I could, but it didn't work out. So just doing the 2 Christmas ones, which is fun. I love, 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 love doing the Christmas ones. Okay, so now we've got this all made up. let's attach this down to get that little pocket for the slider, or for the, yeah, for the slider to go inside. Peel that up. There's that. Now let's do this. And I decided to do this with the green so that I'm bringing out, throwing in some of that green color to get from the leaves and everything and from the plaid. I probably should have put the piece of red under this one too, but that's okay. And then this is going to sit on the green. Oh, yeah, that's going to be cute. All right, so we need tear and tape on this. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I didn't do as many of the like treats and things, but if you come to Hammond Sport, my friend Lisa Bailey, who's watching tonight, she will be there, and she has a lot of that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for the treats, probably Lisa is going to be your girl. And this one, you know what? I'm going to do white, and I had some white panels. I'm going to cut this down to, this is 3 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut it down to 2 3/4 by 4. Okay. I did, I've done a bunch of like gift cardy kind of things, and I will have a ton of my cards and stuff, but I didn't do much of the treats and that kind of stuff this year. I just sort of ran out of time, I guess. All right, I'm going to put this on here. And Lisa does amazing, amazing treat holders. Her and her sister. I think probably her sister will be with her. And they are, you will not be disappointed. She does some great stuff. So I think on this one, on the inside, I'm going to stamp a little gift for you right there. And I'm going to stamp that in red. I'm excited to see all the vendors that are going to be at this event, because like I mentioned, I've never done this one, and then I was seeing the list, so I'm anxious to see what exactly they have there. All right, so now this is going to go on here, so I'm going to tuck this inside. That's just how I like to do it, so I kind of get a feel for it. And then I'm going to slide this green panel up, butt it right up to my score line, lay it flat. My tear and tape is on top. Peel that up, fold it over, and then the magic happens, guys. Yay! Ta-da! And put your little gift card holder on there with a little piece of tape or something. And actually, I wonder if I just have, let me just get a piece of something here. I can't believe I don't have a gift card. I usually had some sitting here. Let me see if it's in my drawer. My little goodie drawer here. Huh. I have a bunch of them. Where are they? Oh, there they are. There they are. I found one. We've got a Michaels card. This is about 10 years old. So if we just put our gift card holder in there, this will still slide. So your gift card will sit right there, and then this will slide without any problem. I'm glad to see that because I wasn't sure. But yes, that will work perfectly with your gift card inside there. Now let's just stamp something here. I think I'm going to do sending a little Christmas cheer. I like that. And we'll do this in the real red. Now, I probably should have stamped this before I attached it to my card, but praying for the best, and that looks pretty good. Now, if I want to, I could put a little something down here so I don't have all that white space, but I'm really not going to worry about that. I think we're just gonna, I don't know, let's look. Let's look. It might make me crazy. I do have that little piece there. I don't really like that. Oh, we could once again go with this paper. I'm just looking. Oh, wait a minute. I know. Well, I do have that. That's kind of cute. But there is some little berries. Hold on, hold on. Here it is. Maybe I could just put that right underneath there. That's kind of cute. Let's do that. And then that just kind of brings those leaves right down. And then I have another brilliant idea. Hold on. If I can find it. Uh-oh. Where did it go? I used it today. My little red and white twine. I used it. Where did it go? Ruh-roh. Naturally, you cannot find something when you really want it. So, we will just improvise. We'll just use, I've got some red ribbon, and get my fork or my comb, and let's make a little bow. For those of you who haven't seen me make a bow like this before, this is just a pick comb. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, yep. And I wrap the ribbon around. Whoops, except I've got too many tines going on. I knew something didn't seem right. I wrap my ribbon around. Depends on how big you want to make it. I'm making a smaller bow, so I'm only using 4 tines, excuse me. Slide that down, tie that off. Now you can use a fork. That works really well, but I was gifted this comb and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, these scissors. I think I'm going to have to get a new pair of ribbon scissors. These have been around a long time. They're not very sharp. There we go. And we're going to put that right there. I think I need to cut that down a little more. Much better. Let's get some blue dot. My desk is a shambles. I had it kind of organized before I went live, but now I've got everything everywhere again. There we go. Well, maybe we'll straighten that out just a little bit. There we go. Okay, let me pick up a few things. Thank you, guys. I think it's adorable. Whoops, we need to adhere this to the card. almost forgot a big step. Just put a little glue. Adhere that down. So like I said, I will post the cutting and scoring for you probably tomorrow, if not by the end of the weekend. Just remind me, if you haven't seen it and you want it, just remind me, because I'm going to be a little bit crazy the next couple days getting ready for that vendor thing on Saturday. So what do you think? Isn't that so darn cute? Love this. Like I said, I was a little intimidated, but look how simple it is. So just love it. All right, you guys, I hope you'll give this a try. Like I said, I'll post the instruction, the cutting instructions with the scoring, and I'd love to see if you make a couple of these. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Linda. I appreciate all of you being here, watching with me, and like I said, I will not be live next week. I just way too much going on before we go to North Carolina. So I will post when I will be back on live. I hope everyone has a very blessed, very wonderful Thanksgiving with family and friends, however you celebrate. I hope you're happy and everything goes well for you. So take care, you guys, and I will see you in another week and a half or so. Bye-bye.